Hello, my name is Martha Martinez and I'm a 6th grade teacher at El Portal. I want to let you know how to use Picker Wheel to design your classroom teams and call out on students and so forth. Picker Wheel is free, so that's nice, and it has a lot of options. You can choose Picker Wheel here, and that one selects either students, or right now I have my students listed for second period as an example, but you could also have it where if you have desk numbers or so forth, you could put that as well there. And it's really easy to input the names. If they're absent, you could close it up because it allows you to save any one of your lists. Right now in this particular one, I only have the math. Oh, and I duplicated the list because I have science, same group of students. So you spin the wheel and automatically projected, and it shows randomly the student that you could call out. So I like that feature. Although all my desks are numbered, and so I really prefer just to, instead of entering every single student, I usually just say, okay, if I have 34 desks, and I call out. This one's the pick by a number. Sorry. Picker Wheel is, you can enter students' names or just picking up by the number. Picker Wheel by the number. Right here. This is the one I really like when I have to call out on students, kind of like doing popsicle sticks. You could shuffle the numbers, so that is very convenient, and it randomizes it even more. And so you just click and it calls out. It has features where you could add music, or not music, sound effects and cheerful with the confetti at the end, but I just keep it simple. So usually if it's number 8 here, I'll say, okay, desk number 8, and it corresponds to my seating chart, so I just call out on the student that's on desk number 8. The other feature that I really like is where is it? Wow, my team pickers. I already have all of my teams, my classes listed here. So I have all my periods, and I have a blank one there. It allows you to have a lot. So it's nice to have one for every period. It takes some time to really quickly input the names. You just enter it here, add the name, and so forth. And again, when they're absent, you could remove the name, and just don't save the list because you already have it saved as a default with all your students. And when they're absent and you click X, it takes them off, but it doesn't delete them from your original. So then I like this because it has, right now I have my classroom set up with groups of 3. I have 10 teams, so you could change the number of teams that you have. I call them teams because that's what it's labeled here in Picker Wheel. So I usually just say, okay, we're going to have groups of 3 and start. And there you go. This is where you do the random activities. I do a lot of the BTC here in my class for math. And so when we're doing activities or tasks, I usually say, okay, let's get into a random group. I like having students with an assigned seat when they come into class. We call it the home base. So they always go to home base when they get here and start at whatever independent activity they have to do. And then when I say we're going to get into our new teams for the vertical learning and whiteboard activity, then I call out on my picker wheel and just randomly choose names here. Okay. If I open another list, let me go to my elective, have less students there. So now it's going to, if I have 20 students, Picker Wheel is going to say, okay, groups of 2 is the minimum you could have. So it kind of goes by there. I don't usually use the gender or any of this. It's just I leave it blank. But you could also group them by gender. I haven't used the label. Oh, I'm not sure what the label would be. But you could play around with it. And then you just do that again, and it picks random groups for you. There you go. It always tries to randomize them. Okay. And then sometimes if a student, again, if they're absent and I forgot to click the X, then I just group another student. I don't leave any student by themselves. I'll just group them with another team. And that's it. And also in my classroom, all my desks are grouped in 3. So we have groups of 3 students per team. And behind the desk, they're all labeled team 1 through 10. And so they all know what team they are in. But you could do as you wish and label the way you label in your classroom. The other thing, I don't pay for the premium. All these are free. But there's a lot of options. I think I said, if I want to pick a number, either a desk number or a team number, I'll just change the interval here. And then, again, you could shuffle it up or just so forth. And then just spin it and pick a team if you want to get, okay, team 1. And then pick somebody from team 1, or they would volunteer their answer or response. You could have the option of removing that choice and then just going with the teams that you have left, or leaving the team there and continuing to ask questions, of course. They have these new features. I haven't tried these yet, but you could also upload pictures and have pictures there in case you do any of that in your classroom. Date picker, which is also a cool one. I haven't used it much, but I just usually stick to the team. This one's my favorite one. Letter picker, that's pretty good because you could also customize it and say, for example, of my students, I say team 1, and then I'll say, okay, A through C, let's see, A, B, C, who's going to be answering which of the 3 students? Student desk A, tell me what your response is. You can just use it in different various ways. Another cool feature that I thought was amazing is this by the country, but I don't know how I would want to use it in my classroom for math and science. So it's pretty cool. Thought that's something new that they just added. Letter picker. The yes and no. I haven't used this one either. So for the most part, for the classroom, I would really highly recommend the team picker and the number 1. Those are my top 2. I hope this helps you out and gives you a way to randomize your groups and call out on students. Thank you for listening.